Hello, everyone, and welcome to News and Notes for the Fed League Flash. First day of April. And no, there's not going to be any kind of April Fools on this. All right. So let's touch base on a couple things and look forward. And not a whole lot of stuff going on actively at the moment. Every now and then you have a quiet couple of days, and we've got that right now. So, all right. Want to say well wishes or extend my well wishes and congratulations to referee Kevin Mallon, who, it was his final game this last Saturday in Danville, a game between the Watertown Wolves and the Dashers. And I was very glad to see that it seemed like after a lot of craziness and insane stuff that happened on Friday, that it seemed like Paul Jean kind of yielded control to Mallon, and Mallon was the head ref. Kind of really dealt with things, and it was a relatively calm game. But Mallon, he has been refereeing for 37 years. A lot of time in the ECHL, but he's also covered a lot of games, especially in the Midwest, for the FPHL over the years. So yes, he is retiring. Congratulations to Mallon on a very great long career. We wish him well in his future endeavors. I also want to say congratulations, Tom Callahan. 1,300 games now called in his pro hockey career. He's been in the CHL and the FPHL and the NHL. 1,300 games. Yesterday with the game, Sunday, the game between the Venom and the River Dragons. And we'll see if he keeps going. So, congratulations to him. That is quite an accomplishment. 1,300 games. A lot of NHL players and referees don't reach that mark. So that's a very notable career. All right. Let's see. So the speculation begins. We're hoping it'll be this week that we will have a possible announcement on a team in South Carolina, specifically in Florence, or as they call it, the PD River area. There was a team a few years back called the PD Pride that played in the ECHL in this very arena that they were looking at in Florence. And hopefully things will get all settled this week. Last I heard, things were on the cusp of being done and completed. So, and that would be really good. You've got Florence, South Carolina. Christian Gardecki, minor pro hero, talked about this a little bit, about geographically how this would be really beneficial for the FPHL. You've got teams within 4 hours. You got Athens and Blue Ridge and Carolina, all within a 4-hour drive. So it would really help shore things up in the southeastern corner for the Fed for next year. Of course, we don't know yet the size and scope of the league. We still have some decisions that need to be made as far as the Dashers and with the Venom. Now, nothing's going to happen one way or the other with the Venom until after the close of the season. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot of things that need to be addressed and taken care of. And, right now the focus is, give the Venom the opportunity to try and make the playoffs. And that's as far as ownership is looking at this point. So it's a question mark. I'm not saying that they're not returning. I'm not saying they are returning. I'm saying we don't know right now. All right, so Indiana, been a little while since we've heard from them, with the possible question mark in Danville. That would really put the onus on the league to have another team somewhat close to Topeka, because Topeka is going to be kind of out on an island no matter what you do. But you don't want the closest team to be Monroe or Port Huron. That's just too far. You need somebody else in between. Excuse me. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's talk about some attendance numbers. Very encouraging. I don't know if you remember, but before this season began, I did a video and I said, can the FPHL reach 1 million fans, for this current season? And at the conclusion, I said, looks like they're probably going to come up short. I was hoping for 925,000. And it doesn't look like we'll get there. But right now, as of this moment, the league has drawn 818,000 fans through the gates. So a couple weeks left. The league should reach 850 for the year, which is great. That would be a 16% increase from last season, which was approximately 700, and I think it was 728,000. Excuse me. So, that's good. Yes, more teams, so it's easier to get the numbers in, but that's part and parcel of the game. So right now, just looking at things, we have 3 teams that are going to cross the 100,000 mark. 2 already have, Monroe and Binghamton. Athens is right there on the edge, and Columbus is very close. Now they have 2 games left. Excuse me, 3 games left at home. They need to average 4,100 fans per game to cross that 100,000 threshold, and that would be the first time that they've done that. Last year they were like 1,800 short. So hopefully that can happen. But that would be excellent. Definitely 3 have reached 100,000, and possibly a 4th. That is excellent. We have 2 teams that are averaging over 4,000 fans a game. We have another 3 that are averaging 3,000 or more. So, these are great numbers. This is really, really good. The only significant downturn in attendance that we have seen this year has been Baton Rouge. They're averaging about 620 fans per game less than last year. And there could be a number of factors that play into that. I'm not going to delve into that too much. So Baton Rouge, here's your challenge. You got, I believe, 6 games all at home left. So pack the house, get those numbers up. All right. So percentage to capacity. Now, I've talked in the past about Carolina is always leading the league as far as percentage to capacity. This year, right now, they're at 91.2%, which is what they've been on average the last couple of years. Binghamton, they've increased big time. They are drawing 87.1% to capacity, which is a big increase. In just 4 seasons, they've gone from 61% to 87%. And then Monroe, first-year team, and you are packing the place out 82%. 82.7% to be exact. So that's fantastic. Great numbers. And so this, I think, is a good indication that, yes, the league is continuing to grow, and that's why they value expansion so much. I know there's pros and cons to the whole expansion scenario, and maybe in a future video we'll talk about those. What are the pros? What are the cons? The initial thought is, well, the more hockey, the better. Well, Maybe. We've seen our share of problems, not just this year, but in past years as well. You want to do things right. You want to do things in the right manner. So, um, there's that to consider. But anyway, so that I just wanted to look at some attendance figures for this year. Finally, last thing I'm going to talk about here today, not going to be a long video today. In 3 weeks, I will be doing the Fed League Flash Awards, as I did last year. And there's going to be 2 sets of awards. I'm going to have one video that focuses on the first category, which are all stat-based. There's no subjectiveness to these selections. These are going to be the person with the most points, the person with the most goals, the person with the most wins as a goalie, the best goals against, the best plus minus, data driven awards that are given. So we're going to do that first. Then the second video will be some of my choices. All right. And last year, not all of my choices lined up with the FPHLs. Most of them did, but there were a couple that were different. I'm going to be selecting the best defensiveman, the best rookie, the best coach, the best goalie, like a Vezina type of award, the best two-way forward. And we're going to, each award is going to be commemorating someone from FPHL hockey history. For example, leading scorer, top scorer in the league, that is the Ahmed Mahfouz Award. Ahmed Mahfouz, of course, far and away the all-time leading scorer in the Fed, 885 points. No one is within 200 points of him. So actually, it's more than that. It's like 290. So yeah. So anyway, we're gonna have a name for each award. So the Vezina Award commemorates Nick Neidert, long-time goalie for a lot of different teams throughout the league. The goals, Pierre Dagenet, who played just 2 seasons for Akwesasne, but he was a goal-scoring machine. So we're going to be celebrating that, and that'll be coming up probably in 3 weeks. I'm going to try and do it all. A lot of it depends on how the playoff schedule works out, what happens. Obviously, I've got a limited amount of time that I can do this stuff. I have a job that I have to focus on. So, but anyway, that is the goal, is in 3 weeks to do the Fed League Flash Awards. So I hope that you will tune in for that. We'll make it as nice as possible. We're going to stick with our low-tech approach that we usually have here, but we're going to try and dress it up a little bit. All right. So anyway, that is that. That is news and notes for this Tuesday, April 1st. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also to the Facebook page and the Flash Audio Network as well. All right, I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Tomorrow we'll be on the Flash Audio Network with power rankings and game previews for the games on Wednesday and Thursday. So tune in for that. All right, thanks guys for watching and for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. I am Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash.